Hey guys, Arm&Gun here, talking today about the FAMAE SG 543. There's the 540, which is just the long barrel version of this. This is the SBR, and its destination is the 543. So in Canada, because this has less than an 18.5 inch barrel, it is considered restricted, and therefore there are more restrictions associated with owning the rifle. There's more strict licensing regime and storage transport regulations as well. So just to quickly show you guys, this one is with an Aftermarket Bushmaster ACR stock on it. These are two factory stock options. This is your fixed stock, and this is your folding wire stock. This is currently what I have on the Mini SAF, also a FAMAE rifle. I'll do a video on that one shortly. I just wanted to show you the stock options as well. I personally prefer the ACR, but that's just me. You can also get, there's another larger wireframe stock for these. It's like a Galil style. I don't have one of those, but I do have the AR adapter. This is a tan one. They came in tan and black finishes. They just pop up and then you can fold them. But basically they just hook right on the back in place of this. All FAMAE rifles have the same rear of the receiver, so stock mounting options is identical across all of them. So if you want to pick up things like this, if you have a few FAMAE rifles, it is a good investment if you want to, swap stuff around. So, and then with the current rate, I find these add a bit too much meat on the end, and they look kind of goofy depending on what stock you have on. So I've never personally kept them on. Again, with the ACR adapter by GS Designs, I find that's been my go-to. Anyways, really quickly on this rifle. I should look this up. I believe it's 11-inch barrel. These are chambered in 223 or 556. So it's your intermediate caliber option. They take SIG 550 mags. This is a factory one, I believe, with the linking tab, so you can link multiple mags together. These are nice mags. They're semi-translucent. There's another company in Canada that made just a reproduction of them. They're quite cheap. They make them in solid black, or they copy this semi-translucent color, and there's also basically a white as well. It's just clear plastic. So these are okay for if you just want cheap magazines to run. I found that a lot of these from the factory are pinned really tight. So in Canada, semi-automatic centerfire rifles are limited to 5 rounds. And a lot of them are pinned at basically 5. So when you want to insert a loaded magazine with 5 rounds on a closed bolt, it doesn't want to work. Open bolt, I mean, if you open the bolt up, open the action up, it's fine, but you'd have to repin them to about 5.5 rounds, which is totally legal. As long as they can't hold 6, they're legal. So a lot of guys try and pin them as close to that as possible, just so that they're easier loading and they load in on a closed bolt, more readily without having to jam it in there or whatnot. Anyways, again, you can get these with or without the linking tabs, which is all right. I'm not sure they obviously just copied the mold directly with the indications of how many rounds there are in the mag, which is pointless because you can't see through it. So I'm not really sure why they kept that, but they're just a cheap knockoff. And they work all right, but at any rate, those are the mags. This is a short mag. This is a 20 rounder. There are also 5 rounders. And what else can I tell you about the gun here? They're the 540s. All the FAMAE 540s came with diopter sight, diopter rear, and then a front sight. This one has gradations for 100, 200, 300, and 400, I'm assuming meters. And the front sight is elevation adjustable. The nice thing about the 543s is that the barrels are threaded, not a common thread. This is just on here loose, doesn't quite index properly. This is a Surefire War Comp. I just threw it on there because I had it's a 15 by 1 millimeter thread pitch, which is not a very common thread pitch. But I had the muzzle device, so I tossed it on there just for looks. This is quite a smooth action. I did a disassembly video on the 542, so you'll see how very identical to an AK these things are internally. I think what SIG did was they basically took some of the rifle designs at the time and just modernize it to their liking, accurized it. They are known for being a more accurate platform than most AKs. And again, the takedown video I did shows how similar to an AK these really are inside. just a bit modernized controls. This is probably maybe a nod to the AR with this ambi selector system like this. 45 degrees, which I do like. The bolt hold, open and release is again very much like an AR as well. Simply take the mag, put it in, rocks and locks, hit it with your thumb, and that closes the bolt. It's pretty nice. It is a paddle release like an AK. And again, a side charger like an AK. And they feature a last round bolt hold open, which is nice. Pretty cool. It also has like hinge pins, 2-pin design like an AR. It does take down quite easily. Everything comes out quite easily. Again, a really nice weapon system. I don't shoot this a lot, but it is quite a nice smooth shooter. And there is an aftermarket rail option, so you can mount, and you put a pick rail up here and you can mount optics up here. A little dovetail here and a little lug that rotates into this recess in the rear sight block. Anyways, guys, thanks so much. I guess really quickly as well, they are adjustable gas block as well. Not very adjustable. There's only really 2 settings, which I'm assuming are clean and fouled, but there you go. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.